and what. I hope you're not a Hebrew Israelite going to tell me where my mother's been and where she's going to go and what will happen to my daughters.
We already know that your wife was. We want to know if her daughters were just as big. How do you feel about the that raised you?
No, all that's ridiculous. I'm calling, because I'm having a bit of a conflict within myself, and I, really want to know if you could help. Just so you understand my background.
Yeah. Well, someone just said you're a Sakari leader.
Who? Well, I may or may not be a Hebrew Israelite, but that's not what I'm calling.
No, but they say you're a leader, a Sakari leader, Adonis Glaude.
Yes, Adonis Glaude is my name. So if you could walk with me, Sam.
It depends, man. Sometimes I don't like the journeys people take me on. What is it? Give me your question. Let's see.
I heard you were Catholic. I don't know. I'd honestly rather talk to somebody who's Catholic in regards to this. Are you Catholic?
There are a lot of doctrines of the Catholic Church I hold to, yes. I mean, so what doctrines of the Catholic Church disturb you?
I mean, to be honest, it's certain doctrines, but also it's like the history. You got to understand that.
Yeah, before you get to the history, give me the specific doctrines you struggle with, because I have someone that's confirmed. She knows you because she deals with Hebrew Israelites. You told a guy named Brother Polite that he could kill his mother. He was okay with that. So it's okay.
I told him that there's nothing morally wrong with it.
What?
That's what I said.
Good job. I like that. I like the moral code that you guys espouse. So, but what doctrines of the Catholic Church? Be specific so we can get to it.
Okay, so some of the doctrines of the Catholic Church, maybe purgatory, the perpetual virginity of Mary.
Yes.
What else? I'm trying to think. And some of just the hierarchical, the papacy, etc.
Yeah.
I take issue with. I don't know which of those you hold to, though.
Now, I just want to ask a question because I don't know what your particular branch of Hebrew Israelites believe. Do you believe in the virgin birth of Christ, that he was conceived and born from the Virgin Mary?
No, sir.
Okay, so why are you even worried about the perpetual virginity of Mary when you don't even believe in the virgin conception and birth of Christ?
Well, the reason is because it's a fundamental Catholic ideology.
Yeah.
So,
but let's first get down the virginal conception and birth of Christ, because if there's no virginal conception of birth of Christ, there's no perpetual virginity, because she wasn't a virgin to begin with when she conceived Christ. So why do you reject the virginal conception and birth of Christ?
When I read the text, and of course understanding the prophecies, I understand that this all had to happen by the seed of David.
And what does the seed of David mean?
The seed of David means fluid.
And how could David's seminal fluid be transferred to Jesus when he was dead 1,000 years before the birth of Jesus? And how could David's seminal fluid be transferred to Jesus when he was dead 1,000 years before the birth of Jesus?
Well, of course, he had descendants that were created from his seminal. He had such.
No, you're not listening to yourself. You see, this is the problem I have. You didn't listen. You said he has to be the seed of David, and you said the fluid of David. But now you extended that to the seed of his descendants. That's not what you said. So it's not literally the seed of David, right?
Well, him particularly, no.
Okay. So right there, you just answered yourself. You just proved that the seed of David cannot be literal because David did not inseminate Mary to give birth to Jesus. So that means you have to look elsewhere to know what seed means. For example, in Genesis 3:15, the seed of the woman. Does woman have seminal fluid?
No.
But wait, it says seed of the woman. Genesis 3:15. Explain how a woman can have seed. Genesis 3:15.
Well, if we could just slow down for a second, because the high priest is called the seed of Aaron, and the Israelites are the seed of Jacob, but they're not the seed of either of those people.
Good job. No, so you just made my case. Seed doesn't mean from the seminal fluid. It means to be a physical descendant thereof. So what proof do you have that Jesus can't be the seed of David from his mother's side?
Well, number one, what proof do you have that Mary is a descendant of David?
The fact that Jesus is called the son of David.
Okay, so that in and of itself is self-evident that Mary is of a descendant of David.
Logically, if Mary is his mother and he has no biological father, and yet he's the son of David, then the only conclusion you can arrive at is that Mary has to be of the household of David. You need to prove that Jesus has a biological father. That's from David. Well, who's his biological father?
Well, this is the problem with that. Mary only has one relative that we see documented in the scriptures. Is she a descendant of David or even of the same tribe as David?
You should know better that priests could marry any virgin from the tribes of Israel.
No, I don't disagree with that, and I'm not.
But I'm answering your question, so you're not listening to the answer. You're already anticipating how to object.
No,
Elizabeth being his
I'm not
kinswoman.
doing that.
See, there you go again. You're talking over me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what you want to hear so I can repeat it back to you. Listen to the answer. You're referring to, I'm even going to tell you what you're referring to because you didn't mention it. You're referring to Luke 136, where Elizabeth is said to be the kinswoman of Mary, sun genis. That means that Mary, Elizabeth on her mother's side would have been a Judahite, because Levites could marry any woman from any tribe. So that doesn't prove that Mary is not a daughter of David. It proves that Elizabeth would have had Davidic blood from her mother's side. Prove me wrong.
Well, that's a good assertion, because of course it doesn't elaborate upon who her mother is.
No, well, I'm
right?
asking you skipped my answer. Who is the biological father of Jesus that made him the son of David? You didn't answer that.
Well, let's just go first. I mean, if we go to Matthew 1, it clearly gives him a genealogy of a man. I don't understand why.
No. Finish it. Finish it. Don't play games with me, Matthew. Go to 18 to 25. That actually shows you just butchered the text. Read it. Go to Matthew 1.
I've never butchered the text. Why would the genealogy of a man who has no biological relation to Jesus Christ be listed in
you want to read, or do you want me to hang up on you? You've got 5 seconds to decide. 5,
Sam,
4.
why are you going to hang up? I've been respectful.
Go to Matthew 1. Matthew 1. Bye-bye.
Listen,
Apollos, go kiss Adonis. Bye-bye, Apollos.
Why I have to be hung up on?
Yep. Stinking wicked cowards. The dude doesn't, it quotes Matthew, but he doesn't quote 18 to 25. See their jokes. All right. See? They can't show you Jesus has a biological father, so I have to butcher Matthew 1. The same Matthew that says that Joseph did not touch Mary, did not know her sexually.
Matthew chapter 1. Then Joseph, being aroused from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took to him his wife, and did not know her till she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Jesus.
Until she gave birth to her son. Does it get any clearer than that? Matthew 1, 18 to 25. Does it get any clearer than that?